I didn't know anything was wrong at first. Life had been routine since my wife died. Work, the kids, the quiet house in July. My daughter started coming home late, sometimes an hour past dinner, her excuses vague, her phone constantly buzzing in her pocket. My son was in college, away most of the time, so I didn't think much at first. Then I noticed her bank account kept receiving small transfers from unknown sources. Nothing huge, but enough to make me raise an eyebrow. I asked casually, "Where's this coming from?" She shrugged. "Wait until I turn 16, then I can tell you." I called my son. "Is she hiding something from me?" I asked. "Nothing bad," he said. "Just wait until she's 16. That made no sense. I tried to ignore it, but unease started creeping in. I started paying attention to small details, the timing of her texts, the way she hid her phone, the whispered conversations when she thought I was asleep. One evening while she was in the shower, I tried to peek at her messages, but Touch ID blocked me. My anxiety grew. Late nights became routine. I began tracking her movements subtly. The walks she claimed were just for air seemed to go longer, further. Sometimes she came back with her hair wet or makeup slightly smeared, claiming she had been with friends. I checked the bank again. More transfers, sometimes irregularly timed. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I felt like I had to find it. One night, at 1 a.m., I got up to use the toilet and heard her whispering on the phone. "I can't do this anymore. Dad will kill me if he finds out." My chest froze. I didn't move. I didn't understand. July arrived, the anniversary of my wife's death. I asked the kids if they wanted to visit her grave together. Both had excuses. She said she already had an appointment. My son said he had work for his student job. I drove to my son's place that evening. I rang the doorbell. When he opened, I noticed her in the back of the room, hair messy, mascara streaked, nearly naked. "I can explain, Dad," she said. My anger exploded. I couldn't think. "We just like each other, and it's not illegal, we're step-siblings. We won't do anything until I'm 16, she continued. I slammed my son on the ground, screamed, "I'll call the police." Only after I stepped back did I realize I had hit my own child. Shock paralyzed me. I called youth welfare organizations. They told me to document everything. The devastation settled in, crushing me. But I still didn't know the full story. I started my own investigation. I checked her phone, her social media, her bank. Small clues added up. Random IP addresses on the Wi-Fi log, temporary SIM cards, messages she deleted too quickly to read. I followed her discreetly. She left the house late one night, met someone at a quiet park, stayed only a few minutes, whispered and hugged someone I didn't recognize. I documented every step, every timestamp. My paranoia grew. My life became a series of stakes, late-night stakeouts, whispered conversations I didn't understand. Then one night, I followed her to a nondescript industrial building. She got out of a car I didn't recognize, walked in confidently. A door slid open inside, and I heard voices, calm, adult voices. My daughter's voice too. "He's unstable," one said. "The incident with the son proves escalation." My stomach dropped. I realized I had become the subject of observation. They were watching me, documenting my every reaction. The door rolled up. Lights blinded me. My daughter stood there, calm, composed. Two adults with a clipboard, cameras mounted on the wall. "Dad," she said softly. The woman explained it all. My late wife had arranged a behavioral safety program for my children long before she died. Because of my grief and escalating anger, my daughter had been placed under monitored independence. The late-night whispers, the phone secrecy, the bank transfers, even my confrontation, they were all documented for her safety. They had been testing my reactions, protecting the children from me without me knowing. Every suspicion I had, every stalking move I had made, had been carefully observed. My legs went weak. My daughter wasn't hiding a forbidden relationship. She had been protecting herself. My paranoia, my assumptions, my anger, they had almost destroyed our family. The scariest part wasn't their secrets. It was that I had been walking blindly into my own worst instincts. Even after the explanation, the fear didn't leave me. I couldn't shake the thought that somewhere, somehow, they might be manipulating me still. That the cameras, the schedules, the appointments, they could be hiding something else. I checked my daughter's social media again and again, looking for patterns. New numbers I didn't recognize, cryptic messages she deleted too fast to catch. My sleep became shallow. Every creak in the house, every late-night text my daughter received, made my heart pound. I began leaving my bedroom door slightly open at night, listening for whispers. Every phone call she made, I imagined it was another secret I wasn't allowed to know. My son stayed distant. He smiled less, his eyes cautious when I asked questions. The more I tried to follow rules and documentation, the more I questioned everything. Were the adults in the program really there for my children, or was it a trap I couldn't see? One night, I saw a shadow move outside my window. No car, no lights, just a figure watching the house. I couldn't tell if it was real or my imagination. I locked all the doors, checked the cameras, and sat awake in the dark listening. Weeks passed. Each night, I would check every detail. Her room, the router, messages, her bank. I started leaving the house to follow her in my car, driving in circles, watching from parking lots, taking notes. I told myself it was for her safety, but I began questioning everything. Voices, steps, doors opening. Every sound became suspicious. The smallest movement from my children set off alarms in my mind. I could barely sleep, barely eat. Even when they were home, I felt like I wasn't seeing them at all. I wasn't their father. I was a prisoner in my own house, watching, analyzing, documenting, fearing. One evening, I saw my daughter glance at me with a slight smirk, just as if she knew I was watching. My stomach tightened. Did she know how far I had gone? Was this part of the program? Or had I gone too far? My chest ached with dread. The shadows in the hallways of the house seemed to stretch closer each night. My reflection in the window stared back at me, a stranger. I realized I had become exactly what my wife feared, an unpredictable, volatile man, obsessed with his children's secrets, unable to trust anything, unable to know the truth without imagining something darker. Then one night, as I sat listening outside her bedroom door, I heard my daughter speaking again. Only this time, I swore the words weren't directed at anyone. "He's everywhere," she whispered. "Watching. Never stops." My heart raced. I grabbed a flashlight, slowly opened the door. The room was empty. Nothing. I froze. My mind raced. Was she still here? Had someone been in the house? The camera feed showed nothing unusual. My stomach sank. I realized I hadn't left the door completely closed. Maybe I imagined it. Maybe she was still here somewhere. I sat on the floor, trembling, the beam of my flashlight cutting across the walls. Somewhere behind me, I heard a soft creak. My reflection in the mirror seemed off, something too fast to be a human movement. I turned sharply. Nothing. But the feeling persisted, that there was someone, or something, watching me. The paranoia, the fear, the doubt, it had become my life. And the most terrifying thought of all, I didn't know if it was real. I didn't know if I would ever know. And somewhere in the dark, I swear I heard a whisper. "Dad, I see you too."